Ms. LaBeouf here. For close to the last 20 years that I've been teaching middle school math, I've begun the division of fractions with 12 divided by 1/3. It's kind of a fun thing for me to do, and sometimes I'll say to the fifth graders, I'm going to predict that several of you are going to give the same wrong answer as students have in the past. And I try to always get my students to realize at any level that mistakes are our friends. Mistakes are how we learn. Don't be afraid to make the mistakes, but of course, make sure you correct them as well. And as you might expect, if you've never considered 12 divided by 1/3, if you've never considered presenting that question to a fifth grader, you might expect that a lot of them are going to think the answer is 4. Well, of course it isn't. In the previous video, I went through the division formula to how to divide two fractions. 12 divided by 1/3 is 12 times 3 over 1, or 12 times 3, or 36. And that's a surprising result for students often. But 36 times 1/3, or 1/3 of 36 is 12. In other words, 36 is the number that you have to multiply 1/3 by to get 12. And that's what division is all about. Division is a question about multiplication. And after explaining 12 divided by 1/3, I'll put on the board 12 divided by 2/3. And this is before students have been introduced to keep, change, flip, or to divide by a fraction multiplied by the reciprocal. So after seeing 12 divided by 1/3 being 36, very often when I put 12 divided by 2/3, a common mistake you might expect. A lot of students would think, well, 72, because they'll take that 2 and multiply the 36 by 2 to get 72. But of course, that's not how it works. It's actually 12 divided by 2/3 is 36 divided by 2. To divide by a fraction, multiply by its reciprocal. 12 divided by 2/3 is 12, or 12 over 1, times 3/2. Flip the 2/3 to 3/2. Multiplying across, we get 36 over 2. 36 divided by 2, 18. 18 is the number that you multiply 2/3 by to get 12. Or in other words, 2/3 of 18 is 12. Let's continue with 2 more. The next one would be 12 divided by 3/3. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. 12 divided by 3/3. Well, 3/3 is 1. 12 divided by 1 is 1. And even if we think of it in terms of multiplying by the reciprocal, well, the reciprocal of 3/3 is 3/3. The reciprocal of 1 is 1. 1 is its own reciprocal. So to divide by 1, multiply by 1. 12 times 1 is 12. The number that you multiply 1 by to get 12 is, of course, 12. Now, once we reach 12 divided by 4/3, I want to make sure everybody understands the difference between the first two and the last one here, 12 divided by 4/3. This 4/3 is greater than 1. So the quotient has to be less than 12. Think about that for a moment. Our quotient, or our answer to this division problem, we have to be able to multiply it by 4/3 to get 12. 4/3 is more than 1. 12 times 1 is 12. If you're going to multiply the quotient by something greater than 1, that quotient needs to be less than 12. Less than 12 times 4/3 will be 12. When we do the keep, change, flip, 12 divided by 4/3 is equivalent to 12 over 1 times 3/4. Flip the 4/3 to 3/4. Multiplying across the top and bottom here, we get 36 over 4, 36/4, or 36 divided by 4, which is 9. Whoops, I lost part of my 9 there. Sorry about that. This is a 9, not a 4. My finger must have erased that accidentally. The 9 is correct because 9 times 4/3 is 36/3, which is 12, or 4/3 of 9 is 12. So this is a little introduction to the division of fractions, and I'll see you next time.